Hey everyone, what's up? It's Chapman here, and in this episode, we're going to be building this fully automatic, no spawner, spider, or string farm. It's incredibly easy to build, and these are all the materials you're going to need for the entire build. You're going to need to bring along your builder blocks. These are going to be for the walls. I'm going to be swapping them out for tinted glass, so that way we can see what's going on in the farm. You need some slabs for some platforms, ice, which I mean is not really needed. We'll talk about that later. Iron bars, some magma, iron chains, some iron trapdoors in order to protect the bottom iron golem, fence gates, some honey. This is actually really important. We're going to talk about this later too as well. Lava for the burner, your collection system, some iron golems. We're going to need 3 for our build. We need 8 water sources in total in order to push the spiders into the center. 2 stacks of scaffolding to get up to our AFK area, some torches for the top, and then other than that, that's about it. Let's get to building. Okay, we're going to be building ourselves a 6x6x6x6 layer platform, 24 platforms in total. To begin, you're going to want to find your highest point around everything that you were building here. It doesn't have to be a mountain. And to start, we're going to come to where we're going to put our collection system, and we're going to build up 3 blocks in total, and we're going to place a temporary block on each side of this little temporary stack that we have right here. Then we're going to wrap these temporary blocks in our magma blocks like so. These are going to kill any skeletons or any other mob that comes into this farm, right in the spiders. Okay, right like that. Next, from the center here, we're going to build ourselves an 11 by 11 platform by counting out 5 blocks from the center and filling in the extra with our ice blocks. This can be either with our ice blocks or normal blocks. We're going to use ice blocks for now just to make everything move a little faster. And this is what you should have when you're done. An 11 by 11 platform made out of either solid blocks or ice blocks. This is where all of the spiders are going to get pushed and slide towards our spider burner. Now what we need to do is we need to actually work on that. And for the spider burner, we're going to come to the center block right here, and we're going to place 3 temporary blocks on top of each other with some fence gates on the bottom facing in, and then we're going to open all of those fence gates. Above those fence gates, we need to get chains going horizontal, right like this. So do whatever you have to do in order to get your chains horizontal. Right above your fence gates, and then we're going to finish this off with some trapdoors on the upper half of that top temporary block. Now, once you have all of that done, we're going to remove these temporary blocks and place a honey block on the top and on the bottom. You could use chests here too if you're poor, with our lava source right in the middle. And once you have that all done, that is our spider burner. Now, the reason why we have to use honey blocks here is because the honey blocks are one of the only blocks in the game that actually allow the spiders to kind of slide in and under and then touch the lava without actually going into the lava and getting burnt up by the lava. And then this one up here is just to stop any spiders that do manage to touch the side of this chain and then climb up on top. They're going to burn up in here, and all of the items are basically just going to drop down into our little collection system or water stream, whatever you're going to do below here. And that is how the spider burner works. Now, we just need to get our water pushing in towards the actual burner now. And to do that, we're going to come to one of the outside corners right here, and we're going to use either our solid blocks or our tinted glass. And we are going to build out and around the entire farm, cutting into the corners, just like you see I'm doing right here. And that is what you should have right there. Next, we're going to take our water sources, and we're going to place 1 water source on the inside corner of each of these little corners here that we cut in. And we're going to have all of the water pushed towards the center like that. You don't have to worry about these little sections here because we're going to have the iron golems in here for aggro. So pretty much everything is just going to end up going this way no matter what. But once all your water sources are in place, this is what you should have right here. And that is the spider burner officially done. Now what we can do is we can work on the golems to aggro the spiders into the center, as well as finish this off by building the platforms in order to spawn the spiders. And for the golems, this is what we are going to do. We want 1 golem for every 2 floors in our section. And we're going to be building 6 floors in total. So that means that we're going to be needing to put 3 golems in place. So for them, what we're going to be doing is we're going to use some temporary blocks, and we're going to build up so that we are on top, and then we are going to wrap this entire honey block here with some iron bars. We're going to place one iron bar in the center. And then from here, we're just going to put Mr. Iron Golem in place. And that is our first Iron Golem set up and ready to go. Once he's in place, we're just going to build up some more, so that way we are kind of above the Iron Golem. And we're going to place a bottom half slab right above his head, and then this is where the next Iron Golem is going to go. So we just need to wrap this little section right here with our iron bars. We need to place our iron bars in place in order to keep him locked in. Place temporary block. Build our Iron Golem. And there is Iron Golem number 2 done. Now, we just need to repeat that one more time, so we need to build out and over. I think I'm one block too high. Place a bottom half slab above his head. Wrap this with our iron bars one more time. Temporary block. Build Mr. Golem. And there, we're done. Once you have all 3 Iron Golems in place, we can remove all of these temporary blocks because that is the core of our system done. We have the aggro, we have the burner system, we have all the sections where our items are just going to fall down and get collected. Now it's time for us to build the spider platforms. And to do that, we're just going to grab all of our slabs and we're going to grab all of our builder blocks. Again, I'm using tinted glass just so that way we can see the farm working. And we're going to come to one of the outside walls here, and we're going to make sure that this wall is 3 blocks high in total. Okay, that includes the first block that we put down. And then on the back side of this first platform, we're going to build this back 7 blocks. And we're going to build ourselves a 9x8 platform, including the glass. Okay, once you have your 9x8 platform done, we're going to grab our solid blocks again, and we're going to build ourselves a 2-high wall around our platform we just built. And on the top half of this 2-high platform, this is where we're going to build our next floor for our spiders to spawn. And once you have this done, this is what you should have. Now, doing it this way, this is going to give us a 1.5 tall spawning section where only spiders are going to spawn. You want to make sure that your platform above you here is even with the first platform glass. And then you're just going to continue that build until you have all of your platforms in place for however many you want to build. So just stack your wall 2 high around the upper platform that we just finished. Run your slabs along the top half of that second row of the wall you just built, giving you your 1.5 high platform. And then you just need to repeat that for all the platforms around here. Make sure you put a roof on the entire building, and then we'll talk to you once you have all of your platforms and all of your roof in place. Okay, once your platforms are all done, this is what you should have right here. You should have 24 platforms, all of them 1.5 blocks tall. Now all we need to do is we need to make sure that we close this in with our roof so that way no light gets inside the farm. You can do these at the top half slabs if you would like to in order to stop any spawns from happening up here, but for our purposes, we're just going to continue to fill this out as is, so that way if we would like to, we can add more platforms on top without too much work. We're going to make sure that we cover this with our torches so that way no mobs can spawn up here. And there it is, your spider farm is officially done. Now, you just want to make sure that you go around the farm and light up any areas down and under here so that way no mobs can spawn underneath your farm. You also want to make sure that you close in any gaps where you see any light getting inside. Last thing that we need to do for our purposes is we're just going to put down a double chest And then we're just going to run our hoppers all going into that double chest. Hold on, I got that in the wrong spot. Okay, that's the setup that I'm going with right there. You could use a water stream if you would like to. It'd bring the water wherever you want, but that is what I'm going for. Okay, that should be a better view of the hoppers below the magma, collecting all of the items that fall in through the fence gates. And then to AFK at this farm, what we're going to do is we're going to bring along our scaffolding and some items in order to protect ourselves while we're up there. And then from right here on the same level, right in the corner, we're going to stand on the same level as the chest is, and then we're just going to stack all of our scaffolding until we are 128 blocks up above our lowest chest. And then I'm going to start climbing. Once we're up above the farm, we are going to build a bottom half slab path out towards the center of the farm. And then I'm going to build myself a little AFK platform up here. And then I'm just going to AFK up here for an hour. We're going to see how many string we get out of this farm. And that's about it. That's about it. Okay, and as you can see by the little clips here in the time lapse, this is how the farm works. So basically, the spiders aggro to the iron golems. Because honey blocks have a smaller hitbox, the spiders are able to try and climb the honey blocks and basically climb their way up into the lava. And when they do, they get burnt up, all of their items drop down into the hopper, and that is essentially how the farm works. Okay, and it has been exactly an hour. Let's go down and see what we got. Okay, and after 1 hour, we have 1,300 and something string, but I know why. Because there are some improvements that we need to make to the farm in order to get it to its max thing, and this is how we're gonna do it, everyone. On this first layer here, you can see that this iron golem, he's actually up a slab too high. So a lot of our spiders are kind of just hanging around at the back down here on the first floor, which is terrible. But to fix that, what we're going to do is we are just going to come straight here where this iron golem is, and we're going to remove these front blocks. Just like that. All we're going to do is remove the front one. We can even do the one in the middle here if we would like to. But that is going to allow his vision right there to get all the way to the back and see all of those spiders and aggro them. Another improvement that we want to do, which I have already done, once your iron golems are all in place and you have the roof on top of them, you want to remove the iron bars that are in front of their face because they will block the view and you will have some spiders standing around. So let's go around and let's remove these front blocks. Plus the center one just on the lower row. You just have to do this for the bottom floor because this man is standing a half block too high compared to the other iron golems. And that is all you have to do in order to max out the efficiency of this farm. Okay, so once you do that, all we got to do now is we just got to make sure that we close up shop here so no light gets into the farm, and that is it, everybody. That is your spider farm, your string farm. Not bad for just a simple build. You can see it even works with us just sitting down here not really doing anything. So no matter what, this is going to produce some string for you as we go along. This obviously isn't the fastest or most efficient setup, but it works. But that's it, everybody. Your early game, no spawner, spider, or string farm. You can just keep yourself safe above in the overworld, farm that string. You can do it right beside your base. Just make sure you're on a high point, and that's it. Any questions, leave them in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to answer them. World download will be in the description. And other than that, that's it. Easy, fast, can be built with all stone. If you don't have honey, you can swap the honey out for some chests. And that's it. 2,000 string per hour. I'm out of here. Love you guys. Peace. Bye.